Feeling lonely even though your parents are around? Like, if they left the house, it wouldn't make any difference? I'm gonna give you 5 reasons why you feel this way. Coming right up. Hey guys, my name is Andrew. You can call me Uncle Druzy. I grew up in an abusive home. My parents fought almost every day. I was a loner, only child. And if you could relate to me, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be coming out with videos. It's like a memoir of my childhood and now that I'm grown, what I've learned from it. So reason number 1 you're feeling lonely is because your parents are probably always working. So my story is, I will wake up at 7 o'clock. My dad would take me to school at 8. And in the car, we don't talk at all, okay? After school, I get my mom's pick me up from school, just like, hey, how's school, blah, blah, blah. And she makes dinner, and I go do my homework. Dinner's ready, she goes to work. My dad comes back. He just watches TV while we eat. We don't talk at all. After dinner, go to my room, do homework, play games, take a shower, go to bed. That's like 90% of my life right there. If you're going through something like that, if you're feeling lonely, that's normal because I went through the same thing, okay? It doesn't matter if my parents are gone or not, I just felt lonely. Reason number 2, they don't fulfill your emotional needs. They do a good job of fulfilling your survival needs. What's that? Your shelter, the roof over your head, water, food, utilities, transportation, a little bit of lunch money, allowance if you're lucky. My lunch money turned out to be on my allowance. These days, you have a cell phone, okay, or not. So those are, just survival needs that keeps you alive. How about emotional needs? Like, were you able to cry on their shoulders? That's not related from what they did. Were you able to talk to them about some of the things you have to deal with at school, the mean kids at school, about girls, about how to make friends, about a teacher doesn't like you, or just talk about anything without being judged? If you're like me and you weren't able to do any of that, another reason why you feel lonely is because of that. They do not fulfill anything that you need answers for inside. Number 3, they don't consider your opinions, your thoughts, or your input at anything. Example, every day, every meal, it was brought to me. I never had a say in it. I never had an option. They never gave me any choices. I just had to eat anything they gave me. If I don't want to eat it, I either starve or they yell at me, okay? That's it. Another example, let's say on a weekend, you want to go somewhere, right? I was never given a choice, or they never asked me where I want to go, what I wanted to do, what do I feel like. It was just, we're going here today. Oh, we're going there tomorrow. Or, oh, in 2 hours, I'm going to your uncle's place. So I was just like strung along everywhere. Like, I had no identity. It sounds sad, but it's true. Okay, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that goes through it, and it's not right. And that made me feel really lonely. I just didn't feel like I was important. Like anything, my opinions were important, my thoughts, or I didn't feel like I bring any value to the family. Let's say I'm tired of eating Whoppers every morning, right? Like, I don't want to eat it anymore. They always come back with why it's better. Like, oh, well, it's because it's cheap. That's why we eat it. We don't have money, right? They always manipulate me to believe that their choice is always the best, okay? They never consider my choices. You feel like you can't share your opinions or your thoughts with anybody. Number 4, you let society dictate how a family should function. You watch movies, you watch TV, a very happy family, they're all together and talking and sharing and going out and do activities and stuff like that, right? And as a kid, I was like, oh, I'm not really happy with how my family's going right now. I do have a mom and dad, but how come I'm not feeling that happy? Maybe it's me. I need to make more of an attempt, an effort to, put myself out there and, try to make them happy. So in turn, make all of us happy. Like, after you do that, they're like, what's going on? They just, for some reason, they just spit it back in your face and it just leaves a bitter taste in your mouth. And you end up thinking, why did I do that? Like, I'm better off playing video games that could be on my computer than, actually going out with them or suggesting this or doing this with them. It makes me feel like even I tried, I could never have that family that I see on TV, blah, blah, blah. So I felt like a part of me failed, and that's why I felt lonely. However, it is not your fault because they're not on the same page as you. Sometimes for the parents, for their kids to be happy, they feel inferior. They feel they have less power. A happy kid is awkward. Some parents are like that. Unfortunately, my parents are like that. And reason number 5, they're not a contributor to any of your major milestones. A milestone is stages in your life that's very important for you to have to go through in order to mature and grow. Example, being able to crawl, being able to walk, playing a sport, doing a craft or a hobby, building something, to emotional maturity, which is dealing with people who don't agree with you, people who bully you, dealing with puberty, girls, drugs, alcohol, gangs, stuff like that. So those are all milestones that everyone has to go through and understand. So the earliest milestone I can remember was when I was probably 5 years old and my grandpa and grandma bought me a bike and actually got me off of my training wheels and I was able to ride a bike by myself. After that, I don't remember my parents being part of any of my milestones. I think the only other milestone I remember, my mom teaching me how to drive a car, and also her teaching me how to play the piano, which I absolutely hated. One of them don't count. I remember I was about 6 or 7 years old. I got this huge Lego ship I had to build myself. Like, this Lego ship had like 300-400 pieces. I did it all by myself, like alone. Yes, I feel accomplished, but it made the experience less enjoyable because I felt lonely and I felt like I had no help. First time I went camping, it wasn't with my parents, it was with my aunt and uncle. Swimming, my aunt paid for my swimming lessons. That's how I learned how to swim. Figuring out how to socialize with guys and girls, I had to figure these things out by myself. I had to ask my peers. If I was 18, if I was 20, I had to ask other 20-year-olds. The only other person that I could ask these sensitive topics on was my uncle. I felt like I could talk to him about girls, about sex, about beer, alcohol, drugs, whatever. If you see the pattern going on, pass the responsibility on to other people. They never try to figure out how to make me the person they want me to be by being there for me and be a contributor for me. They always had other people do it. There was no way I could talk to them about sensitive topics like sex, drugs, puberty, porn, anything, right? It's no way. I have trouble talking to them about what I wanted to eat. How am I gonna ask them, how do I talk to girls? So that's another reason why, whether or not I'm around my parents or not, I still felt lonely. Especially that I'm an only child. I still felt lonely. Even to this day, 36 years old, the times that I do spend with my parents, it felt like I just felt empty. I just feel like it wouldn't have mattered whether they're here with me or not. It felt like they weren't even there. If you understand what I'm saying, you're going through the same thing, please let me know. If you have any other reasons how or why your parents make you feel lonely even when they're around, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and smash the like button. I appreciate you guys, love you guys. See you in the next video.